Hello and welcome to my world of crochet. My name is Dina and today I'm here with you for another yarn talk video. And as always, we can't talk yarn without me having my faithful mug of tea. And today my faithful mug of tea is containing a black tea with a flavor of mango. So it's a fruity tea today. Mango tea, black mango tea. And it's hot. It's still hot. Plenty of things have happened since last. I managed to get my DarjeelingTea Shawl blocked, so I think we can conclude that it's completely finished now. And here we have it. I'm going to give you a photo as well once I'm gonna get up and show you this in its full glory. And afterwards, I'm gonna share a photo here on the video, probably two, maybe. Anyhow, of how it looks, you know, like when it's all stretched out nicely with a bit more of a brighter background and so on, because I think that's better than me just holding it up. But I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. And of course, as always, when things like this get blocked, it stretches a little bit. And it's a cotton acrylic blend. I need to put my chair away because I don't have enough room behind me. Here we have it. It's so gorgeous. It's even better if I'm not behind. We should get the background. Linda Hobby soft cake is what I used for it, and I still had some yarn left. Let's see. I have too many silks laying around here. This is how much I had left of the cake. So I could either make tassels or something like that and put them on. Though I've never been a big tassel girl, so maybe that's why it's not the first that pops into my mind. Who knows? Or maybe I'll make a similar in the future, the same sort of cake, and make a longer project or something like that. Then I have still a bit of extra yarn left. But I think the Darjeeling is so gorgeous. It's blocked. It's definitely stretched out the pattern nicely. And yeah, up here, or maybe the full screen, I'm not sure yet. Is this a gorgeous shawl? And this is how it looked basically. I put one of them, the first photo here up here, I just put it on a hanger and hang it on a door. And the next photo, as you can see, I have laid it out on the ground, and yeah, I kind of wanted a bit different background, but it wasn't possible today, simply due to weather, light, artificial lights, real lights, it's raining outside, etc. But yeah, I hope you still enjoy it and definitely can see what this gorgeous shawl is meant to be, because I think it is absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, the DarjeelingTea Shawl. I can enjoy it a little bit around my shoulders here while we go through while we go through the remaining projects. But yeah, I'm really pleased that I finished this one. And I have a couple of other projects that's getting really close to finish as well, but we will talk about them as we get to them, because as always, when we talk about the weekly progress I've made on my projects, we do take the projects one by one in chronological order as to when I started on the projects. Because, you know, that I guess helps me keeping track of them, that did we talk about them all, etc., etc. So yeah, the first project then now is the Flur mosaic blanket. And I'll be completely honest, this past week I have had zero time to work on Flur. So Flur has not progressed whatsoever. It's just been laying in my box, in my project box, waiting for me finding time, and I just did not have time. There are so many other things that was going on. Also took a bit of time to prepare this for blocking. Crochet a bit. Work was back being hectic. They fixed my work PC. But there are also many other things that I need to really be attentive to these days. So yeah, hopefully maybe with a bit of summer vacation, that's gonna help. Though the summer vacation, I will of course enjoy my vacation, but I do need to remember to take 1 or 2 projects with me to work on, because there might be moments there where we are just relaxing with our feet up high, doing nothing. And then it's definitely nice to have something to crochet on, right? But this is how Fleur is currently looking. Fleur is definitely not going to be a project I'll bring with me because it's complex. It's not something that I can easily do. And therefore I believe that Fleur suits better staying at home. The next I'm going to work on is the cream white. Cream white will be the next round. I am here at round, let's see, 35. And in another 11 rounds, I will change from this burgundy background color to a more red color. So a brighter red. This is the back side. You can see it works up really nicely as well. It's very kind of clean. And the only place you really notice something is where you drag the yarn along the line. Obviously, alternative was to, for every row you change color, was to cut and weave in the ends, but that is a lot more work. This does save some yarn, and it's still, I think, pretty clean, considering the fact that that is the starting corner and ending corner of all this. So I think the back side is actually, now when it's starting to work more up, I think it's a lot nicer than I did in the beginning, because now it gets more and more clear that this is the negative side, so to say. Negative not as a negative meaning, but it's the opposite side, reverse side of this, right? So that is really nice. I'm really enjoying it. I work with a Stylecraft DK yarn. That is a yarn. Stylecraft is an English yarn brand. It is made in Turkey. It's premium acrylic, DK weight. 100 grams is 3.5 ounces to 295 meters, so that's like 320 some odd yards. That was the quick yarn specs of it. It works up really, really nicely, and yeah, I'm looking forward to get closer to changing color, because then you really feel the progress, right? Like then you can really see like more visible progress. I can see visible progress as well now when like I compare it to a couple of weeks ago, definitely, but still. I hope I have a bit more time to work on it here the coming summer. Also, the club that I'm a member of, that I go to ever so often for practice and so on, they are closing down for the summer as well. So I should have a few more hours at home. And I might spend some of those crocheting, but there are so many other things I need to do. I have a garden, and somehow this year, I don't know how that can be, but this year, my weeds, they grow so much quicker than average. That's my feeling. Or well, they always, I guess, grow, but I have really feeling that they have spurred this year, like a mass growth. The next project that I am working on is the Firefly sweater. And the Firefly sweater is a sweater that you guys helped choosing for me as a project. I had to put up a poll on the community tab to get you guys to help me pick a new project, and you all set Firefly sweater as I do believe was the first or the second choice, but I already made the first, but I do think it might be have been the first choice, and therefore I started working on it. It's something I swatched up for like already last spring. I'm not using the yarns. Firefly sweater is a pattern. I forgot to say that the Flur blanket is a pattern by Anke Wintermans. Anke Wintermans is a Dutch designer. Link to the pattern on Ravelry, can be bought on Ravelry, is here down below. Firefly sweater, the Firefly pattern is a hobby design pattern. I do not remember the artist itself or the creator itself, but you can get it on Hobby and download that pattern on Hobby. They use the Hobby Diablo yarns, which is yarn with wool content. I have used a yarn that is a non-animal fibers, so it is, I do believe 74% polyamide, acrylic. I think it's acrylic, 47% acrylic and 26% polyamide, something like that. And I use 2 yarns held together, as in the pattern. They come really close down to similar size as the Diablo, because they're quite light skeins. And very, very fine yarns, as you can see. They work up absolutely gorgeous together because it makes this teal, sometimes blue, sometimes green garment. And this is the front panel. I work double crochets only, side to side. Decrease some, increase some. And then now I am working on the back panel. For the Firefly sweater, I am intentionally only working on my Wednesday morning lives because it's a really good project for my morning lives due to the fact it's just double crochet back and forth. So it's not something that requires a lot of attention when working. And I need another 2, 4, 5. I need another 10 rows for the back panel to be finished. As you can see, it's not as deeply down. This is like the neck piece, shoulder, and then I need another 10 here to be able to have the shoulder so it matches up with the front panel, and that those in 3 can be sewn together. And then I need to look into the requirements for the arms. But yeah, working up those 2 nicely. And usually what happens is that I try to every Wednesday morning to complete 2 rows of double crochet. And last week, Wednesday, I didn't reach to do that, and I ended up doing it on the live I had Friday evening. I finished up those, it sounds wrong to say missing rows, but it was. And I also finished, I think that was Wednesday afternoon already, sewing in the ends, because that really was needed as well. I had a few places where I had joined new skeins and they still had the ends, yarn ends, tails showing up. But another 10 rows and then I am ready to start on the arms. So that will be another, if everything goes as planned, I would say 5 weeks, but I know within 5 weeks I'm also gone for a week on vacation, so that's probably more gonna be like within the next 6 weeks. Then I should start on the arms. It's long sleeved sweater, therefore I'm not in a rush to have it done this summer. It's okay for it to be an autumn project. Yeah, after the Firefly, now I need to keep track. After the Firefly sweater, I started on the new V-shawl, which I'm also almost done with. I am a row and a half left to be completely done. It's my TV project that we started on, and my car project, and we started on it in May. So about 2 months ago. This is how much I have left. I have weighed up the cake and my calculation says that what I have left on the cake will not allow me to do another 4 rows of repeat afterwards. Therefore, and I will weigh it up again just to make sure that I'm absolutely correct about my findings. But if that is indeed still so, I will weave in the ends and I will get this one blocked. It can be that the blocking might be postponed for a bit because they're cleaning up stuff this summer at the club, and therefore we have to get all our gear at home. And that just takes up a bit extra space that I would normally have more floor space, but I won't due to that. And therefore it could be that I will first block the V-shawl here sometime in September, end August, September, begin September, or maybe even later. That kind of depends on how we get everything situated for the 5 to 6 weeks where we need to have extra stuff here at our home just for storage purposes. But regardless, I still think it's gorgeous. and it's actually growing so big that I'm getting a hard time showing it here on the TV. On the video. This is the third row repeat. You can see a bit of here. I need a fourth row of repeat. We are in where it's fully solid, which is also the center of the cake, which is another reason I have the feeling that we won't be able to make another repeating process. I have reached literally, this is the tip, and this is how far I've reached on the third repetition round. And then I have a full round to go. And it's a lot of double crochets. Double crochets is a good stitch, I guess. But yeah, this is how we are basically looking right now. And I think this side is just showing that much better because it has a little bit extra of the, but looking for it to have this one completed as well and blocked. Because honestly, in the beginning, I wasn't totally sold, you know, in the beginning up here. And now when we really get these colors on and I hold it up here on the camera, I'm being like, yes, this is actually starting really to look like something. So I'm looking forward to finish up this. I think I'll have it finished for next week's yarn talk. That's my expectations. But I'm not sure yet if I have the opportunity to get it blocked. That kind of depends on so many things. But as I said, the blocking of any projects made the coming month or two might be postponed blocking wise, just for the convenience of things. But it's in my project bag and or project crate, and it's really getting close to being finished. I use for that the V-shawl. I also have a tutorial for it. I've linked to it here in the description box down below. I'm using a 3.75mm crochet hook because that fits the yarn the best that I'm using, I think, with my tension. And that is the Stanley Candy yarn. And the Stanley Candy is 100% soft cotton yarn, so it's 100% soft cotton shawl. And that is 280 grams to 900 meters of yarn. Quick math would say it's like 5-ish, no, 7, 8, some odd ounce, 8 point some, maybe 9 even, some odd ounces to 980 yards. Yeah, I'm sorry, metrics are definitely my thing, not so much the imperial scale. We have 3 other projects still to discuss, and the next project is the Snuggle Fant. The Snuggle Fant is a project that I started probably like 2 weeks ago, and I had actually planned last week that I will be finished with it for this week's yarn talk, but not completely so. I am almost finished. I need to sew all the things together. Because the Snuggle Fant is a design that requires sewing. And one of the reasons it's a bit delayed is because I did make a little mistake with one of the feet or legs. I forgot to stuff it, but I had already like kind of sewn it together. And I was like, oops. And frocking it was more or less impossible. And then I made a new one. And then I was a little bit being like, okay, now I'm not in the mood. And family wanted my attention and so on. So I was like, okay, fair enough. I'll do it on a later stage. I just haven't had time this week because this was like this weekend. I haven't had time this week for actually doing much about it. So I finished up the leg and it's just been laying on me, waiting for me to grab a darning needle and sew it together. But here we have the Snuggle Fant without ears and legs and tail. But we definitely have a trunk and some cute eyes. I do have one tail I need to pin on, somewhere here. I did make the tail a few stitches longer than the pattern set because I thought that seemed cuter. But as I said, we have, and we can sew them together. I have a set of ears for the elephant with tails I need to sew on. And then I have 4 stuffed, I have 4 stuffed legs which also has to go on. And the legs are like going to be spread out from the side, so like, you know, a little bit like, I guess, you know, like this when it's seen from the outside. So I need to sew all that together, and then my Snuggle Fant is finished. We never think about pink elephants because pink elephants don't exist. Well, soon they do. Looking forward to finishing him. Yeah, then what? I don't know. We'll find a new project to play with. I also have this yarn in light blue, and I was thinking of making a Snuggle Fant as well in light blue. But let me first at least put this one together, and then I'll debate on when I will start on my light blue Snuggle Fant. Yeah. Then what have we left? We have two things left. That is new projects. We haven't totally talked much about them. We have mentioned them, but we haven't done a lot about them. The next project I'm working on, I just started working on this week, and I initiated the foundation of it this weekend because as I finish my DarjeelingTea Shawl, and I'm soon having my Very shawl finished, I need a new shawl or a new easy couch project. A couch project is a project that is easy repetition-wise, mindless, and I think the Acro shawl fits. The Acro shawl is a shawl that I made last year as well. It's the Christmas shawl that I made. I do have a shot displaying that Christmas shawl for those that's curious on that. But the Acro shawl is basically a very gorgeous pattern by K-A-M-E Crochet, so Kame Crochet. It's a Hungarian designer, and her pattern can't be bought either on Ravelry, but I have this one from Hobby Plus. I downloaded it from my Hobby Plus membership. It's not super expensive, this pattern. It's actually, it's a nice price. Hobby recommends you use their Universe yarn for it, and that's what I did for my Christmas shawl. But this is not a Christmas shawl. This is just a shawl that I'm making because I think it fits really nice to the specific pattern in question. Because the Acro shawl looks like Christmas trees, like small Christmas trees stacked on top of each other. I think it's really, really a gorgeous look, and therefore I found it really perfect with the Yarn Art Rose Garden cake I had in these natural colors, which is brown to lighter browns to limes to brighter greens, like until we have this olive green. I think this is an absolutely gorgeous cake. I am working from the outside. Due to the way this pattern works up, you work from the bottom of the tree towards the top. And I think it makes most logic sense that the tree crowns towards the top of this scarf will be the green color. So that is why I chose to work from the outside of this cake. And yeah, it's a long haul project because obviously Yarn Art Rose Gardens, they're similar to Hobby's Sultan Deluxe. We have yarn specs here. They are 250 gram cakes, so that is, let's see if I can actually find that information somewhere here. 8.8 ounces to 100 meters, so 193 yards, 100% cotton. They classify it as a one-weight yarn, so it's super fine. I would say it's somewhere between probably a 1 or 2 weight, but it is definitely a lazy weight yarn. It's a very thin yarn. I am using my 3.5mm crochet hook to work with it. The yarn label does recommend a 3mm hook. The pattern for this recommended 3.5, and I think 3.5 works out really nice as well in this. I've worked in the yarn before, having fine experiences with 3.5. That said, I do also have a slight tighter crochet tension than the most, which obviously helps towards this. And yeah, one cake is enough to make a scarf. It can be washed at 40 degrees Fahrenheit, also 40 degrees Celsius, so 140 degrees Fahrenheit. It is machine washable, can be dry cleaned, can be ironed at low. Do not tumble dry, do not bleach, but you can lay flat to dry, of course. This is what we have left, and as you can see, we're almost done with the solid browns here, and we're slowly getting into these lighter brown shades towards the green, and this is how far we are. And I need to do like this because then you can easier see the trees, right? Like if I somehow see if I can stretch enough, you can see the trees here. And it's a shawl that's not, it's not gonna go like this. It's more like a rectangular one, so it keeps this width, but it gets really long. And that, my friends, is the Icro shawl in its very beginning. The Icro shawl is a 6-row repeat. So once you, I need to put this label away, it's really in my way. So once you really get going, it's a reasonably easy 6-row repeat. I don't need to think too much when I'm making it. It's just rinse and repeat, basically. This, my friends, this DarjeelingTea Shawl had its own crate, project crate, and that's gotten empty because I'm starting on a new project. I finished the Oasis cardigan. I put up a poll as to what project to start next. That poll last week, Friday, was tied. Therefore, last week, Friday evening, I went live. I had a nice live stream of about for some odd hours. It was really nice to hang out with you guys. In that live stream, we had a poll running on those options that was tied up for first place as to what project I should do based on last week, Friday. And the results was that I'm going to make the Thoughts of Ireland shawl. Again, if I'm good, up here somewhere, I just put a photo of the Thoughts of the Ireland shawl. And the yarns I put in the project crate are this alpaca mix yarn. So gorgeous. And this one shows so much better up than it does on the live stream on this, because here you can really see the better heathered look. Slightly ever so heathered. It's mainly like this green, olive green, but ever so often you can have this feeling that you can see there's a slight heathered hay yellow through it as well. It's 100% alpaca yarn, 50 grams, so 1.8 ounces to 167 meters, so that's 183 yards. They recommend 3mm crochet hook. It's yarn group A from Drops, which basically means it's the finest yarns. It's a lace weight, sport weight. It's thin. Not much more to say. I have 5 of these skeins, which should be enough to finish the shawl. And I hope last weekend I could get it started on last weekend, but I didn't manage because I wanted to do so many other things. Sounds like me, doesn't it? But I really hope this week I can get started on this one so I can show you guys the beginning brushes. I just had a quick look at the pattern. It seemed a little bit intimidating, but I'm sure it's just because it's a long pattern. I'm sure I can work it out. So far, I've worked out drops every time so far. But I have now a new project crate filled up, and next week, hopefully, I can show you the first process with this absolutely gorgeous soft alpaca yarn. And this is soft, like, yeah, this is nice and soft. It feels softer with my hands than it does on my face, though. I have to say that, but that's this tiny animal hairs. But yeah, that's gonna be really nice to get that one worked up as well. Yeah, that was it pretty much for this time around. If you haven't done yet, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you aren't subscribed to my channel yet, because much more is gonna come up on this channel soon. On Monday, I'll be back with another Sort My Stash 2024 video. Yes, I know we are still running that series. That is going to be the part 2 of my eyeshadow stash, which will be 4 parts in total. And then we don't have that many parts left to go of the Sort My Stash series. We're really closing up towards the end. Fair enough, I should eventually not have that much yarn left to talk about, right? But there's always new yarns we can find to give a little bit of chat. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for your support. I loved spending time with you and telling you guys about my current projects. So from here on, I'm gonna say take care and happy crafting until I see you again. Bye.